Hi guys, welcome into this new video. It's Elliot here and this is a new market update. If you didn't, subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. That being said, let's start with Bitcoin. So, as you can see, if you are in the Telegram channel and you are following every step I share with you, we nailed basically all this dump on Bitcoin. And as you know, I am still to the view that we will make new lows this year. And finally, I think that these new lows will be the final bottom on Bitcoin. Now, we must pay attention because I think that we are near the bottom formation, and even here at this level at $63,000 for one Bitcoin, you are buying at a discount for sure. Now, I am personally starting to buy again Bitcoin. The next week with markets open, I will start to accumulate more. And I will start to accumulate more till these levels. Okay, you know that I am talking about 53,000, this level here. From 53 till I think the low 40s to the high 30s, all this zone on Bitcoin. I still think that this will be the bottom formation. Now, if from here we start to dump more, I think, no, I don't see any view here on 25,000, 30,000, $10,000 on Bitcoin. This is not something that I am considering now. I hear a lot of people that also they talk about these levels, but I think that they are wrong. I think that the final bottom formation on Bitcoin will be here at these levels, unless we will have a strong recession or something like that, but this is something that I am not seeing on the markets right now. Also, if you checked the Telegram channel, I sent you this screenshot a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, which is the first bullish divergence we got on Bitcoin with the weekly time frame. As you should know from now, I repeated this thing many times, the higher the time frame, the more precise is the RSI. So when you start to see this type of bullish formations, in this case on the RSI, you know that people, smart money, so the big money, are starting to accumulate. Because as you can see, here we got a lower low, here with a lower high. Same thing here, okay, on the 2022 bear market. We are starting to build the same exact thing. Okay, so for me it's difficult to see from now $20,000, $25,000 for one Bitcoin levels. No, okay, I repeat, for me the levels I am checking, so the levels where I will start to buy heavy are around $53,000. Okay. Now, I am shooting this video today, Saturday. We want to see how this weekly will close. So we still have to wait 48 hours. Because here, also, we are forming with this candle a bearish engulfing. Okay? If we will close below also the 63.3 level, I think that the possibilities during the next week and the next weeks to start basically to downtrend again will be high. Okay, but for the moment, let's just wait. Now, a couple of things that I am still watching on Bitcoin, a couple of indicators that I am still watching that are telling me that the bottom is not in yet. First indicator, the Bitcoin MVRV score. Now, as you can see, during every bear market on Bitcoin, we got this indicator at 0 or below 0. Let me zoom, let me do this thing so you can see better. Okay, perfect. Today, we are sitting to the 0.43 level here on this chart. But as you can see, during every single bear market on BTC, we went below 0. 0 minus, in this case, 0.4. In this case, we got minus 0.3. Here on the 2019, we got minus 0.3. 2022, minus 0.26. Now, if let's put the, okay. As you can see, in this case, we are not there yet. We are near, okay? So, I understand now that the current prices on Bitcoin, yes, are discounted, but I still think that we will have more downside this year, especially in Q4, October, November, and December. So, I think that these indicators still have to basically dump. And also, here on the Bitcoin market priced realized chart, as you can see that the current realized price is 43,000. Okay, we didn't even touch basically this line, the realized price. And even in this indicator, during every single bear market, we went below the realized price for a 20 to 30% discount. Okay, so if we follow the same exact pattern that Bitcoin printed during every 4-year cycle, we still have a down trend here on Bitcoin. Okay? Now, you have two choices. You can basically base your analysis on the 4-year cycle on Bitcoin, which you have 15 years of data, or you can think that this time will be different. Now, I agree that the basically cycles are in a certain way evolving, but from the other side, till today, the 4-year cycle on Bitcoin never missed. So even in this case, if we take a look on this chart, if we take a minus 20% to 40%, for example, on Bitcoin from the realized price, which is 53,000, let's check here, for example. Yeah, as you can see, from a 20 to 30%, we are in my range from 53 to the high 30s, low 40s, which is the area that I have showed you before. Okay, let's put again this area here. Okay, now, what could happen on Bitcoin during summer? Now, even always based on history, July and August during midterm years also could be decent months for Bitcoin. Also because, as you can see, the Clarity Act deadline, in this case, the final passage is by the 4th of July of this year. So I think that this thing could be the classic Trojan horse that will start to make basically people bullish again on Bitcoin before making the new low. So I could expect something like this. Let me print basically, yeah, I could expect something like this. No, wait, we are on the weekly chart. Let me put basically the daily chart because it's better for this example. 1 day. In anticipation of the passage of the Clarity Act, we could do something, you know, like this, for example. June, 4 June, Clarity Act, everyone screaming bullish again before, you know, making the lower low that we are looking for. Here, accumulation, before trending higher again on 2027, etc., etc., etc. So this is what I think that Bitcoin could play out during the next few weeks, few months. Also, a thing that is making me a little bit, let's wait, I don't think that the bottom is here, are the traditional markets. SPX. Because as you can see, I know that I sound like a broken clock, but we are very overextended on traditionals. We got the first FOMC meeting with the new Fed chairman, Kevin Warsh, which was, I think, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like that. And historically, every time we get a new Fed chairman, going basically on the Fed, markets will start to test them. Okay, so even in this case, I think that yes, we could have also a correction on the traditionals, especially to fill this gap, which is quite huge. It's a, let me check, let's check. It's a 2% gap, 2.2 gap on S&P. And also, as you can see here, this is the chart that I also shared on the Telegram channel. And we are connecting also with the Bitcoin, basically 4-year cycle. The date of low that we can expect historically, something around the Q4 or during summer. But historically on 2022, we got the low on October. It was the 12th October 2022. On 2018, we got the low on December. It was the 24th of December. On 2014, we got the low on October. It was the 15th. On 2010, we got the low on July. 2006, June. October again, August, etc., etc., etc. Now, in this case, on 2022, we got 25% correction, 19% correction, 7% correction, 16%, etc. The returns 1 year later from the low are, as you can see, interesting, okay? With an average of 30%. Now, if in this case, yeah, we could have a minus 20% like from these levels on traditionals, from around these levels, 15%, 20% from the peak. Yeah, that would be something that we could close this gap that I showed you. On Bitcoin also, if we follow the traditionals, a minus, no, in this case that would be much higher, but yeah, in this case, no. Here would be a minus 30%, which is something that quite doable if we get a 20% correction, a 15% correction on traditionals. But after that, as you can see, we start to trend up again pretty decently. So, that being said, this is what I am basically expecting from Bitcoin now. during the next weeks, during the next months, which is something that, yeah, basically here also we got a breakout. Here we are retesting. So probably maybe next week we will start to trend down again. Let's see. But basically this is the area I am looking to start to DCA. I think that if you have patience, during the next few months you will have the opportunity to buy at pretty decent discount levels. Also, another asset that I am basically checking is Ethereum, because also on the if you check the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, it's primed also to start to trend up again. So if Bitcoin will start basically to pump again, this will give you higher returns than Bitcoin, also because it didn't perform at all during the last few months and years. So this is something that I am absolutely checking on it. And even in this case, we didn't have also here a divergence on the RSI. So I expect at least a sweep of these lows at 1500 with a potential bottom here on it. Let me put the chart in this way. Potentially at this area, $1,200 to $1,000 for one Ethereum, if we will basically have a bigger correction. But let's see what will happen basically on Bitcoin during the next few weeks. Range high here. Let me clean a little bit the chart. Range high on it, it's around $4,000. Range low on it, it's around $1,500 for one ETH. So even in this case, even if from here or from the $1,200 or $1,000 for one ETH, we can expect during the next few years, for example, a return of 200%. Now, that being said, I will give you more updates during the next week. Let's see basically what will happen and how this week will close on Bitcoin. And be ready to buy if you want to get Bitcoin at a discount levels. Even from here, if we will smash again in the future, as I expect, new all-time highs. From here, it's basically 100% return on BTC. From 53,000, let's say from 50,000. That would be a 150% return with a potential 220% upside potential on Bitcoin. I expect the next all-time highs at around this level, 150 to 160, but we will see. Okay, that being said, thank you for your attention. Smash the like button and we will update the next